Hello and welcome to School Bookkeeping Part 3 using sql-ledger. In this demonstration, we shall be billing special students, that is those students who have either been given a scholarship or their parents happens to be working in the school and they are giving special concession. Then we shall be attaching students' photos in their profiles so that we know the students we have. Then we shall also treat PTA levy. Let us go into the software. Now, the first thing we need to do is to create a student. And when we create that student, we link him to the price group that he should pay less. In the first place, if you look at these goods and services, we click on report, we shall see that this tuition, which is what we are going to talk about, is you need to select this. Let's assume that as a student, any parent working in that school and has a child also schooling will be paying half of the school fees, which is just 30,000 naira. We can select this and set it up. This is how to set it from the beginning. You can click on update and click on save. The next step we are going to do is to go to customers and add the student's name. If you click on the new number here, the student should get a unique number. This number will be unique only to the student. Nobody in that school will have this number. Let's select the details. Malama. The first name is Aishatu. The last name is Adamu. You can put anything in the titles here. We select female. We select Gender Adamu for the address, and the city is Jos. The state is Plateau, and the zip or postal code, let's just use 234. The country is Nigeria. Here we can also put the student phone number or the parent phone number here. I just make up anything. We can also put the email in case we want to contact the parent. The student is not vatable. We select an account here. Let's select JS1 account receivable. That's where we shall be tracking the student. The payment should be, the default should be First Bank. And then most importantly, we will select this account here. We will select parent teacher, so that when we want to bill, the student can be able to enjoy the discount that will be given. These other blank spaces that are here, we can leave them as they are and click on save. Let's create another student by clicking the new number. This time, this one will be Malam. The salutation is Malam, and the first name is Joseph. Joseph Michael. Like we did in the other one, we can put any title or any occupation here. He's a male, and he too lives at Genter Adamu Street, and Jos is a city. It's in Plateau. The zip code is 234. The country is Nigeria. The phone number, let's alter this a little, and the email is still doing music. We select the default account. Is also, this student is in primary or JSS2. The default account is First Bank. We can now select, I will select JS2. Since that did not appear in the price group there, the student will be billed accordingly. From here, we can now go ahead and add a student's profile picture. I like to add it here. If you click on this, we can browse where we save that picture. Let's pick this one here and click on continue. And we select the name of Joseph here. Joseph. And when we click on save, the name has been saved. Let's see whether the picture is there. When we click on continue, let's select Michael and click on this check mark here, and lo and behold, this is the picture of Michael. That's how to attach the student picture. So let's go ahead now and build our student to see what the effect will be. We click on account receivable, add transaction. We are billing. Let's start with Michael first. Michael. Once we click or press the enter button, his details will be fetched, including his class. Don't worry about the invoice number. If you want to add it, you can still come here and say new number. It will add it. Whether you add it or not, the software will add it automatically. Then we let's add it. It has been added here. Let's put a description here as first term school fees. And here we put the code, the service code that we have. You can see that is paying 60,000. This student is not on any special scholarship, so he's paying 60,000 naira. Let's now post his transaction. Let's go ahead now and choose another student that we want to bill. Let's choose Aisha too, and when you press on enter, you can see it has fetched his details automatically, and the name is here. The account is reading 0. We can also put a description here, first term school fees, and let's select the tuition now. Let's see what will happen. Good. You can see instead of 60,000, because this student parent works with the school and they are expected to pay half. This is what you see. Everything looking well and good. We shall now go ahead and click on post. Now once we post, let's look at how the trial balance will look like. If you click on the reports here and click trial balance, continue, you will see that for JSS1 the student is paying 30,000 and the student in JSS2 is paying 60,000. This is how the reports will look like. Let's now go ahead to the third point and build a student for PTA. We would have built them together, but we decide to build them one by one to show how this is treated. We click on the sales invoice. Let's click on the description here and put first term PTA levy. To get the product, we just put a percentage sign and press enter. I know the code is 2,000. From here you can see it's 3,000 naira for students. We can now go ahead and click on post. Let's build the other student who is called Michael. Michael, we put here first term PTA levy. The code is 2000. So once you press the enter key, he also will be billed. It's not under any price group. So once everything is in order, we now click on post. Now let's look at what the trial balance is saying. If you go to reports, trial balance, and click on continue, you will notice that this account payable, PTA levy, we are owing the PTA levy. So why are we treating it this way? We are treating it this way because the PTA levy is not part of school fees. It's not part of tuition fee. It's money that is collected on behalf of the PTA association and will be paid to them when the need arises, when the demand for it. Now, let's go to the cash and receive the amount. We go to cash and click on receipt. Now we need to select one person. Once we click on Adamu Aishatu, you can see the amount that is here. We can receive it one by one here, or we can receive it, from multiple students. Let's go to receiving it multiple. It will come up here because the students are in different classes. That is why the amount will not come out that way. But if you are going to receive it one by one, we start with Michael. You see the bill is here. Let's assume that he pays this. We can now say PTA levy received. This one here. And let's assume that it's received by cash. So what we now do is only PTA levy that is received here. The school fees or the tuition has not been received. So what we do is we now click on post. Let's go to Aishatu and see she is still owing to. Do the same thing and we receive also cash. Now the main cash receipt is here populated automatically. Let us now go ahead and post. Now if you look at the account now, looking at the trial balance, you will notice that the amount cash is now 6,000. Let's assume that the PTA association wants to receive 5,000 from what has been collected so far. How do we give them that amount of money? We go to general ledger and click on add transaction. If you click on new number here, we should get a reference here. We just click on PTA levy. I will say disbursed. And who receives that is the chairman. So we put his name in the notes, and we are receiving it from the main cash. We are receiving 5,000. So what we are going to do is to credit the amount here. And when we click on update, the software will give us another line to enter the next leg of the transaction. As it is, we cannot post the transaction until it is balanced. If you click on post, you will get out of balance transaction, and you must make sure you complete the other leg. So to complete it, we go down here and choose the other account, which is going to be PTA levy. We now select and you put in the amount to balance it up. Once you click on update, you can now put a memo here. You can write anything here that will be very descriptive. So looking at this is okay now. The trial balance, the journal is balanced. So we click on post and it will now post. If you now look at the trial balance, you will see that the PTA levy, we collected 6,000, we have disbursed 5,000, and the balance of 1,000 is still with us. The main cash, we made use of the main cash. You can see if you want to check the reports of the students, those that are owing, you can go to owing and click on number. You click on due, outstanding. And once you click on continue, you should be able to see that this is the amount that is owing here by the students. And you can still further, if you want to get more details on it, you go to a transaction. You now click on due, and from here you can now click on the due date and the date that it was paid. You click on open here. Once you click on continue, you should be able to see that these students, Michael, Aisha, too, are owing 60 and 30,000 respectively. They had paid their PTA levy, which is also here. The due date for that was this. So you can also look at the income statement. You click on continue. This is the only item you see. You go to balance sheet and you click on continue. This is what you see. So with sql-ledger, you do not need to sit down anywhere and continue to prepare account. The accounts are prepared for you automatically. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next tutorial.